Dropshipping is dead for these 3 reasons. First off, most YouTubers are lying about how much money they're making from dropshipping. The numbers just don't make sense. For example, let's say that a YouTuber claims to make $50,000 a month from their drop shipping business. And to do $50,000 a month in sales with a drop shipping website is really hard. And that's because people just don't really buy things from drop shipping websites like they used to. 10 years ago, a lot more people were buying things from drop shipping websites. It's also very easy for these YouTubers to fake how much money they're making with Shopify. You can easily Photoshop the back end of Shopify, but let's give this example YouTuber the benefit of the doubt and say that they really did do $50,000 in sales on their Shopify website. It's important to remember with dropshipping, you don't get to keep all that money. Just because you did $50,000 in sales doesn't mean you get to put that money in your pocket. First off, most products that you sell with dropshipping, you get to keep a percentage of the sales. Now, the typical margin on dropshipping products is between 15 to 20%. The other 80 to 85% of every single sale goes to the owner of the brand, the owner of the product. Let's assume that the margin's on the high end and say that it has a 20% margin, which means right away, $40,000 goes to the manufacturer, goes to the product owner. So already that $50,000 is down to only $10,000 of profit. But we're not done yet. There's still a lot more expenses. The next expense that people don't consider is the credit card fees. And Shopify charges between 2.9 and 2.4% of every transaction you gotta pay as a fee for credit cards, plus 30 cents per transaction. So in this example, it would be roughly $1,500 in credit card fees that this YouTuber has to pay. Then on top of that, you have to pay money to advertise your product. People aren't just gonna find your product and buy your product. And the most common way that people do this is using Facebook ads. Now let's estimate how much it would cost to do $50,000 in sales using Facebook ads. The first thing to consider is how much does it cost every time someone clicks on your Facebook ad. And on average, in the United States, it costs $1.72 to the advertiser every time someone clicks on a Facebook ad. But let's be generous and say for this niche, it only costs $1 every time someone clicks on a Facebook ad. The next thing to consider is what is the conversion rate for people that click on the Facebook ad. Now, I've been doing e-commerce full time for the last 8 years, and I have to say that a 1 to 3% conversion rate for a Shopify website is pretty standard, meaning for every 100 people that go to a Shopify website, on average, somewhere between 1 to 3 people actually make a purchase. And I actually looked this up, and using Facebook ads, they say that the average conversion rate is 3.26%, meaning a little over 3 people on average for every 100 people that go to a website using Facebook ads actually convert, actually purchase something. But let's be extremely generous here and say that this YouTuber somehow got a conversion rate of 10%, 3 times higher than the industry average. That would mean for every $10 that this YouTuber spent, they would get 1 conversion. And for argument's sake, let's say they're selling a product that's $50. Now, if you do the math, you'd have to spend $10,000 on Facebook ads to get $50,000 worth of sales. Meaning we have to subtract another $10,000 from the money that this YouTuber is making. On top of that, there's other fees that this YouTuber would have, like paying for a monthly Shopify account and just other random business expenses. And in total, in this example, once you subtract out all the costs, this YouTuber would actually be losing money. And I see a lot of YouTubers that are doing this. They're actually losing money, but they don't share their advertising costs and all these other expenses. So it looks like they're making a ton of money when in fact they're actually just losing money. Now, I want to be completely honest with you. You can make money doing dropshipping, but the real winner is the owner of the product that you're selling. Now, this same YouTuber could make money if they found a product to sell that instead of having a 20% margin, actually had a 35% margin, meaning instead of getting $10,000 from that $50,000 worth of product, they'd actually be getting $17,500, which would ultimately lead to them making a profit of $5,000. But again, this was us being very generous with how much Facebook ads cost. If the conversion rate, instead of being 10%, which is insanely high, instead went to only 5%, which is still pretty good, this YouTuber would still be losing over $4,000 a month. Now, you don't have to use Facebook ads. There's free ways to get traffic to your website and to make sales. For instance, a very common one that people used to use is SEO, or search engine optimization. This makes it so that your website ranks at the top of Google for different keywords that people are searching for in Google. And this used to work really well 10 years ago when it was easy to manipulate Google and get to the top of the search results. The other common way to get sales on your dropshipping website is to use social media. And you can do this, but that leads me to the second reason why dropshipping is dead, and that's because competition. Let's say you get lucky and you find a product with good margins and you find a unique way to actually sell your product. there's nothing stopping other people from selling that exact same product. If you're dropshipping someone else's product, you're not selling anything unique. In fact, the owner of that product wants to get as many people out there as possible dropshipping their product because they make money no matter what. And it's important to understand that dropshipping used to be a really good way to make money online. And that's because the manufacturers didn't know how to create a website to sell their product on the internet. So they would work with dropshippers to help them sell the product. You see, the way it works is oftentimes you have a manufacturer. This is the person that actually owns the machines that are producing the product that you're selling as a dropshipper. Then you have the actual business that you're working with as a dropshipper. This is usually the owner of the brand. For instance, did you know that Nike doesn't even manufacture their own products? They actually outsource the manufacturing to a different company. Then the brand has lots of different ways to sell their product. They could go into wholesale. They could create their own website, or they could work with a bunch of drop shippers that are going to sell the product for them. And of course, on top of this, you have the advertiser, which in the example I gave earlier was Facebook. And the thing is, every single one of these businesses need to make money. But the company that benefits the most from this model is actually the company that owns the brand, because they could work with multiple different manufacturers. They can pick whichever one is the cheapest. They can also work with multiple different drop shippers. They can work with multiple different wholesale companies. They can even create their own website and sell their own product. And that leads me to the third reason why dropshipping is dead. And that's because it used to be really hard for brands to sell their product on the internet. But that has changed. Now a brand can go to Amazon and add their product to Amazon's giant website in just a few minutes. And Amazon only charges a 15% fee to sell on their platform, where a dropshipper might want 20 to 35% of the sale. On top of that, the brand can actually create their own website very easily and take 100% of the profit margin. And more often, I'm seeing people that are dropshipping products where the brand is actually reaching out to them and saying, you know what, you can't sell this product anymore. We're going to create our own website. We don't want you competing with us. If you're dropshipping, there's nothing stopping the company that owns the product that you're dropshipping from just cutting you off and telling you you can't sell that product anymore. So the answer is to create your own brand, to create your own unique product. That way you have control. And this is how I've been able to create over $100,000 in profit per year for the last 3 years, creating my own products, creating my own brands. And I did a completely free YouTube video that you can get by clicking right here, showing you step by step how to create your own unique passion product that you can sell on Amazon or sell on Shopify. So click here to check out that video, and I'll see you in the next video.